got back from the 6-day, 1,100-mile adventure on the KTM 350 Exc-F and Giant Loop Coyote Saddlebag, traveling all through the deserts of Nevada and Oregon and back home here to Northern California. So I'd like to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the Giant Loop bag, and what it allowed us to do is it allowed me to camp right off of the motorcycle, take all the camping gear I need to camp off the bike and put it in this bag. Only 16 pounds of gear, but it's kind of bulky gear. We'll show you what's inside the bag and a little bit about installing the bag on the bike. Once you get the bag on the bike, it's a very trim design. It's kind of replicates the trunk of a person sitting behind you, so it keeps the weight down low and it keeps the weight in tight. When you're on the bike here, there is nothing hanging out beyond you to get snagged up on any bushes. Throughout the entire 6 days of single track, a desert single track, and wood single track, nothing ever brushed up against this saddlebag. It does not require any kind of frame or anything like that to mount on. You only need to add the Giant Loop. It comes with it, the Giant Loop heat shield right here on your pipe to prevent from melting the bag. And you can see after many hours of riding, there's been no damage to the bag, just a little bit of scuffing. Some of the early models of bags, there were some complaints about blocking off the air box, the air to your box, but on the KTM design, here's the ventilation for the air box. The bag fits over that such that it does not block it off at all, so there's no problem with breathing in the air box. The bag prices in at just under 300 bucks. It's a pretty expensive bag, but I tell you, after camping out for 6 days, it paid for the bag. One trip paid for the bag by not having to buy any hotel rooms. I travel for a living. I spend enough time in crappy hotel rooms. It's nice to camp off the bike using this bag. We're not cooking off the bike. We're just camping off the bike. We stop and get our food at the major fuel stops of the day, and then drag a little bit of snacks to us to camp that night, and camp out in the boondocks under the stars. Once on the bike, you can see the bag fits real tight and snug behind the rider. Nothing sticks out beyond the rider with this design. Standing up, working around the bike, it's completely invisible to the rider. And only 16 pounds of gear is what I got in my bag. You just don't notice the weight. On a really long, boring haul, you can even stretch way back to here and use the bag as a barco lounger, if you will, for those long, boring hauls of straight stretch. Not approved riding gear. Demonstration only. Okay, so what all's inside the Giant Loop 30-liter bag to camp comfortably off the bike for 6 days and keep it light? And this is all I brought. A lightweight North Face sleeping bag, inexpensive REI one-man tent, about 2.5 pounds, a small Thermarest blow-up mattress, a towel that doubles as a pillow, and one change of clothes, swim shorts, some dry socks, and your favorite beverage. And here is a fanny pack that I could either wear on myself or stuff it inside the bag, containing tools, matches, first aid kit, items like that. That's all I needed to camp comfortably off the bike for 6 days, and it easily fit inside the Giant Loop bag with room to spare. Very lightweight, easy to carry. More gear you can put on a tank bag here, electronics, things you want to access throughout the ride, and then of course your water bag, maps, first aid kit and other items of tire pump in here, and a spare inner tube up here. That's all you need. So after several days of camping, you're going to have this packing thing down to a science. Of course, you want the gear that you may want to access on the trail out closest to the zippers. I start with the sleeping bag. I just keep it loose. I don't put it inside a bag and then inside the Coyote bag. I just use the Coyote bag because it's clean and dry inside the bag. You just want to avoid getting it all dusty, getting it into the nice clean bag. Just take and stuff it right down in there. on both sides. And that leaves a lot of room for everything else. Remember, this bag is still loose back here to work with. Quiet on the set! There, it's all in there. Now, we'll just take and loosen these up. I'll take these right around the blinkers. You can put little footman loops, little stainless steel footman loops, and save the wear and tear on your blinkers. But I'm afraid this blinker is just going to get melted off eventually from this pipe. So, I ain't too worried about it. And loosen this one up. And then start tightening things up gently. Just like packing a saddlebag on a horse. And then tidy up your loose ends. One other thing not to forget is to flip this zipper cover over, keep the dust and dirt out of your zippers. That'll keep things nice and tight, nice and clean. And then I like to put my sandals, strap my sandals on the outside and tighten up the entire apparatus right here. Tighten up these loose ends and you're good to go. Go lighter, faster, farther with the Giant Loop adventure-proof saddlebag. It's true.